Good Friday morning, Wolverine Nation. It's Mr. Gardner here at Mansfield Middle School. Just welcome you to another Friday. It is Friday, August 21st, and it's hard to believe that we're already into the third Friday of the school year. Now, if you remember, Fridays used to be always these big productions, right? We used to have the big assembly. We used to have so much fun. We'd recognize students, we'd recognize athletes, we'd recognize special guests, and we would always have that big AR video, right? It's kind of hard to believe that this year is a little different and it's still not the same. But Mr. Gardner is still the same. And what I wanted to do is I felt like, hey, why should we just stop things simply because the year looks a little different? So what I'm welcoming you to today is the very first installment of Wolverine Word. And you say, Mr. Gardner, what's Wolverine Word? I'm glad you asked. Everybody needs a word sometimes, right? That word may be a kind word. That word may be a word of compassion, or it may even be a word of encouragement. But today is more so about a word of motivation. You know, the one thing I know about Wolverine Nation is that we are a strong group of individuals, and I have some of the brightest young minds that this district has ever seen. But as of now, it's not rising to the top. And the reason it's not rising to the top is because the school year looks a little different. Let's be honest. By now, we would have had tons of assemblies, we would have had football games, we just would have had a pep rally, all kinds of things that we're used to would have gone on by now. But the year looks a lot different. So, what we're noticing is even though the year looks a lot different, that some of us are allowing the difference of the year to affect our education. And we shouldn't do that. Right now, we have about 62% of you who are completely online learners, and about 38% you're splitting your time between the campus and virtually. Google Classroom is our one stop shop for all of our learners. When you log into your teacher's Google Classroom, you should see everything you need to be successful. But unfortunately, what we're seeing is a lot of students are not completing assignments, or a lot of students are submitting half done assignments. And even in worst case scenarios, we've seen a few students who haven't even joined the Google Classroom yet. Unfortunately, we are nearing the halfway point of the first 9 weeks. And I know how smart and intelligent we are. So, what Mr. Gardner's word today, Wolverine word today, is a word of motivation. And that motivation is if you have not completed your assignments, this is a wonderful weekend, a wonderful opportunity. Parents, please help us do this. Make sure your children log on to the Google Classrooms, complete all missing assignments, get caught up. We're still in the game. It's the first quarter. It's a long season ahead of us. So, my plea to you, my word of motivation to you today is this: complete all assignments. Join our live lessons if you have an opportunity to. Your teachers are doing a phenomenal job with those lessons, and it's going to help you really understand the material. If you're not able to join a live lesson, remember we're going to have a recorded version of it that you can go back and look at. And put your best effort forward and do the best work. Mr. Gardner loves each and every one of you. I can't wait until we get back to the stance that we once were at, the position that we once were at. But until then, I hope you enjoy the first episode and installment of Wolverine Word. And don't worry, Mr. Gardner will be back with another word for you soon. And before long, we'll be able to pack that gym and have those wonderful morning assemblies that we've always had. Clap one time if you hear me. Clap two times if you're with me. We are. And always remember, learn, lead, and serve. Have a great Friday and weekend, Wolverine Nation.